Hi Gil, it's Katina here. I'm just going to show you how to add a news item so that you can do it on MHFE. The two websites are very similar, and then I'll do it on the Healthy FE one for you. So first of all, make sure that you're logged in, and then what you need is to create some content. So on the MHFE one, you'll find that's up the top here, where you can add it. But on here, I've also got it down the bottom. So I'm just going to go in here and create content, and it's a news item that I want to create. Okay, and then what you get is a blank news item. So essentially, an email goes out to everybody when you post a news item or a blog or something. So I don't want it to happen until I'm happy with what I've got. And then, first of all, it asks you to upload a news image. Now, this is just a little thumbnail that's going to appear as part of this particular story. So what we'll do is we'll just take your logo and we'll add that there and upload it. And it will resize it automatically to the size that we need. And then we need to put in a headline for the story. Now, the best practice guidance is that that is kind of around 6 words. I've just taken straight off of your flyer, so a systems leadership approach. I just wonder if we need to say that it's a course so that people realise that, you know, it's kind of happening. And so, course leading beyond the organisational systems leadership approach, that will be fine, I think. And then some content, which is more or less to put in the information that you've used in your flyer. So again, I've copied and pasted some of the information. I think that probably in this particular context, we should just say this kind of one-day course. Developed in partnership Education and Training Foundation. I'm going to take your ampersand out because people with screen readers won't be able to pick that up. It really still does mess things up. So I'm just going to take that out as a kind of accessibility thing. And there's an F missing there, so specifically for senior managers and aspiring senior managers from within it. Okay, and I'm just going to get rid of some. It's not actually the title of a individual, so get rid of your ampersand again. Okay, that's great. So it's one day course on good. And then I think we just add some more text from your flyer here. So I think this is obviously your kind of quite powerful bit, really. I'll just get rid of those ampersands again. Okay, so I'm then going to, because I've pasted it from a PDF, that's why it's missing the odd little bit of information. So, right, so I'm now just going to make these into bullet points, essentially. And it's just the same as you would on a Word thing. So well, this is just the effect of the PDF more than anything. So just give that a moment. Okay, so we've now got some information about it up, that's fine. Want to keep this short and sharp really for people. And we want to enable them to book. So I'm just going to check your PDF and see if there's anything else that we absolutely must have. It looks like you might want your 2 guest speakers to be named, and you want the details of when it is. So I'll just post the guest speakers. And I'm going to bullet point those again because just for news, It's sometimes just a bit easier to look at. So we've just made those into bullet points again. And then people probably just want the booking information now, don't they? So let's just get that in. Okay. Okay, so what you do in order to make a link live is you highlight the link, you copy it, and then you go up here to the little hyperlink icon, you paste the link in, and then the golden rule is that if something is off your website that you're working on, you open it in a new window. If it's on your website, you put it in the same window. So we'll open it in a new window. This is what kind of shops do in order to make sure that you come back to them. You know, you've been searching for a new set of saucepans on that takes you off to another website, but brings you back again. And then we need to give it a meaningful title. And by that, I mean, this is for people who use screen readers, for example, so that they know what the link is. So it always starts with link to book your place for the, and then we will just course. Okay, so that's fine. That we should make that link live. And then we'll just make the phone number for you. Okay, so I'm just going to get rid of these capitals. Okay, so the other bit you do, you know, there's a kind of online version of the tidying up we've done. So essentially, what we're going to do is put some headings in, and they're preset on here. So I'm going to choose 2, and again the booking one. Now they're preset, one, for some consistency across the whole website when we have so many people using them, but also they're preset because search engines pick up headings. They pick up titles, then they pick up headings. So if you just made it up yourself and bolded it and changed the size, it wouldn't recognize that as a heading, wouldn't pick it up quite so quickly. So that's kind of essentially the text bit of it. And at that point, normally I would save and then I would go in and put the images in. But let's just not kind of take up that extra time. Let's just put the images in now. So what I want to do now is I want to put in the JPEG that you sent me, or the PNG. So you will see that I chose the little photo icon. I've said I want to upload something. At the same time as uploading a file, I will make a little thumbnail just in case I want to use it anywhere else. Go to choose file, and I'm going to, actually I'm probably going to choose the PNG that you sent me there. Okay, and upload that. Okay. So this should be the course. And I'm going to double click that and it will insert it. Now here's a couple of critical things. We need to put in a description of what this is about, and we need to give it a title. Okay, so we know that we've got a title already, so that's okay. That's fine. But in the image, this again is for people who use screen readers, so it's an accessibility issue. So you almost must start these off by telling people what it is they're looking at. So it's an image of the flyer, advertising the, and then we'll put your course detail. Okay. And then we decide how large this is going to be and where it's going to be. So first of all, just to say to you again, for accessibility and for screen readers in particular, it's really important that images are on the right-hand side. That way, if somebody's screen reader comes across it, the text will be read out to the person first, and they'll at least know what's going on this page, and then it will say there's an image of. If you put the image first, it's image of blah, 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 and the person's really got nothing with which to make the link. Occasionally, I will put pictures all the way across or center them, but it's very rare, especially if it relates in detail to the text. They really do need to go on the right-hand side for effective accessibility practice. As this is an Equalities website, that's definitely what we're doing. I'm going to roughly guess that something like 400 will make your flyer legible. I'm going to put a border around it just to make sure that it stands out. I'm not sure about whether I'm going to put any space around it. I might think about just putting a bit in and see what that looks like. Okay, so that's what it looks like now, roughly the same sort of space that we've got there. I'm just going to tweak it slightly, so I'm going back into here. Whoops, obviously it doesn't like that. Highlight it first, then go back into here. And I'm just going to change it very slightly. So I'm going to make that 300 and that will adjust. I'm going to take the vertical space out so that it sits there, and I'm going to put some horizontal space in instead. Okay, so what that's given us is a bit of space, white space between the picture and the text, so that's great. They're lined up at the same level. I just want to make one more tiny change. Okay, this is just me being a bit picky. I just probably want to make that 20 now. Okay, so we've got a bit of space on either side now, and I think that makes the page look a little bit better. So people can see this, and that's the visual for them. They've got all the information that they need, and they can book. So the last thing we're going to do is we're going to add your flyer. And it means I'm going to scroll down to here. There's an option here for a file attachment. I'm going to choose the file, which is going to be the PDF that you sent me. Now, one of the things to bear in mind is that PDFs, hopefully this one will be fine, are often not created for accessibility. So that's why we've repeated lots of the information. And we're just going to attach that file. Okay, so broadly speaking, I'm quite happy with that. The only thing that we've missed so far is we've missed out the details of when it is. So we're going to pop those in now. Okay, and we also know that we want to put in the information about a bursary, don't we? So let's do that. Now here you've called it a seminar, and before we called it a course, so I'm not quite sure which your preference is. I'm going to call it a course here. If you want to change it to seminar, then feel free to come in and do so. That's fine. And apply at, and then we're just going to make this live again. So copy it, go up into the little links thing, paste it in, going off our site, so into a new window, give it a title, link to ETF LMAG. Oh, it's probably just on the ETF, isn't it? ETF website to book, to apply for a bursary to attend the, and then we'll just put your title in again. Course on, I'll just remind myself of the date, 16th of March. Now, the reason you're doing all of this is, again, for people with a screen reader. So that's the bit that's important to remember. Okay, and then we just do insert, and that's now live as well. So we might want to make some of these bold now. We're going to give the bursaries a heading. I'm going to give that a size 3 heading. Yeah. Okay, so I'll just use the text that you did as well here. Give that the same size 2 heading. And then we'll just make some of these a bit bold, I think. Give that a heading. Okay, so I'll make the fee a heading as well, and then it probably looks a little bit better, I think. Okay, so I think now we've probably put on all of the information that we want. The only thing we might want to do is to now change where this is. So just maybe put the flower attached below there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to link to that. So if we come down to where we've added the document, I'm going to highlight the URL and copy it. And then I come back up to where it says flyer attached below, highlight that, go up to the toolbar, click the hyperlink, drop in the hyperlink on this website, so it stays in this window, and then again link to download a PDF version of the flyer for this. Going to put your title in. Okay, so that I think is probably it. All right, I'm not picking up any other problems or anything that looks as if it will make sense to people. Let's move that down. Okay, so that's kind of everything really. You probably want these in bold, don't you? So we'll just make those bold, and that's a lot. All right, so I think that's everything. We're going to put it on the front page, and we want to make it sticky at the top of lists, which means that it'll hang about, won't just get knocked down by the next thing. Okay, I think that we can probably let that go without me having to do a kind of test run. So if we press the button save, this is now going to go out to everybody that's on this website. So click save, and it will just take a moment. You can see that we've now got the news item, and this is what it looks like. So you can see what I was doing with all the headings. You can see that the PDF version is there for people, but that they can also pick that up by clicking the link to the flyer attached below. And if we go to the home page, we can see that it's now there, leading beyond the organisation. So it's on the home page. It may get picked up by search engines now as a result, especially if the website's quite lively. It also means that it will have gone out as a email digest, like the ones you've been receiving, to everybody else. And then I will also tweet it. So if you come down to any of our pages, there is always the option to print, email it to a friend, or to tweet it. So I'm going to send it to you because then you can see it. So let me just grab your email address. Okay. So I'm going to send that to you. Okay, and then okay, so I think that's probably fine. That's all. Now sent that to you. So you've got a bit of information. People will be able to print it out if they want to, and also we can tweet it. Now I suspect I'm going to be connected to my MHFE. Yeah, so I'll actually do that in a slightly different way because I want that to go out from the Equalitiestoolkit one. So essentially I'm going to pick that up. I'm going to turn that into a bit.ly link so that it's shorter. And then I'm just going to go into Twitter. I think that's probably my easier immediate option. Okay, so just go to that particular Twitter account. Okay, so that's the bit.ly. I think that's probably not the bit.ly. Okay, so let's just okay, so we were here. We wanted to create the bit.ly to copy link. Okay, my fault. So we're now going to add here and we'll take an image off of your front cover. Okay, so we've got your flyer on. We've got leading beyond the organisation, right? So 1 day course for okay, and you can see I'm just trying to make sure that the tweet fits in the space that we've got. All right, so that's now going to go out. Okay, so if we go back to the home page on here, we should now see that it's there as that, and that it is also here as the first of our tweets as well for today. Okay, so that's how that works. So what I just want to show you a couple of things that are slightly different about the MHFE website. So you probably know the easiest way to get anywhere between my websites is to do it that way. And that when you log in here, the difference is that when you want to create the content and things, it all works from up here. So when you log in, you should see some of these. On this occasion, you just click that and say content. You'd ask it to add content, and you would choose news. And what you can hopefully see is that with the MHFE, we've made it even easier, clearer to use for people. Then it's exactly the same as it was before. You would choose a file as the kind of image for the news. So that's going to be your logo. We would upload that. So that's fine. And then, and that's the kind of name you've got it with, that's fine. And then we would put in the title for your event. Just maybe say that it's a course, and then you're away. It's exactly the same as it was before. If this says filtered HTML, just turn it to a full HTML so that you've got all the options on the toolbar, and then you can do exactly what I did there in terms of inserting a picture. Now remember that what I did first was put the text in, then put the picture, made it right justified, played around with the size, etc. And then you can scroll down here. Now one of the things you will need to do is that you will need to tag it. And on this occasion, I think you just tag it as miscellaneous news, and that's fine. That just helps people with searching. So again, we've tried to make the system a bit easier. And then the file attachment to upload your PDF again, you would choose the document that you want to upload, and then you would say upload. The bit to say to you that's quite important is that on this one, it does not show you it, it's at the bottom. So you would need to pick up this link, and I usually do it by just copying the link address, and then like we did before, work it in to your story up here. And then exactly the same as before, we would publish it to be promoted to the front page, sticky at the top of lists, so we'll do that. The subscription notification will go out. So if you want to look at it before you send it out, make sure that you tick that the first time, and then you go back in and make a change and send it out, and then you do save or preview. Okay, so that's the point at which I'm going to stop, because that's your challenge, is to get it up there on MHFE. I'm around today, so if you want to give me a shout if you get stuck, or if you want to come onto Zoom and you do it with me just watching and then kind of pointing out, you know, if you get stuck, I'm more than happy to do it that way as well. All right, so I'm going to delete what was here so that you're not half started. Okay, but any minute now we will see that you will have a news item like your blog one down here that will be the course, and then we will tweet it afterwards so that we can see it as our first tweet here. And remember, on this one it goes out to over 1,000 people, so the membership of the mental health one is much broader. And because of the pilots at the moment, as you can imagine, there are many more community learning people who are on this one. Okay, so I'm going to stop the share now. I will send you the video so that you can make this happen. Okay, so.